Okay, welcome to Daily 3D Revolve. Today I'm going to be doing a Design Spark mechanical tutorial, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to add textures to your 3D models and colors. We're going to go ahead and open up Design Spark Mechanical. We'll go ahead and create a new design. We're going to go ahead and change that to plan view. We're just going to go ahead and create some circles here. Go ahead and turn on the snaps. Just going to draw a few circles the same size so we can draw these. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so first of all, you're going to draw your circles or whatever it is you want to add your texture to. We're going to go ahead and give these some, hold down Control key to get all these, and then we're going to extrude them up. Let's do about a 10 extrusion. Okay, so there. Normally I add my textures in Rhino, but I'm going to actually show you how to do it here in Design Spark Mechanical. So there's a couple ways. The first way is you select the circle that you want, or actually the top part. You come over here, you click on it, you see this little box up here. This is going to be opaque or transparent. If you pick transparent, you'll be able to see through it. And then if you do it again, just click on it, come up here, and then this is going to be opaque, so that'll be solid. That's going to be your first way to change either opaque or solid. Now the next one down is this. When you go here, you have all these colors that you can pick from. Like you can change it to red, so now you're going to have a red one. And then we do the same thing up here. Click this one, we could pick green. This one over here we can do maybe a purple color. And this one here we can do maybe a strange looking brown or greenish brown. Okay, so this is how you would just change the model's physical appearance color wise from the normal green that you would get, or whatever the color is when you draw the model. Now the next way to change this would be to apply a texture, and I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. I have a texture in here that I downloaded. So what you want to do is do the same thing. You'll go ahead and click until you get this little box up here, and then you'll click here. Then you want to come down here to more colors at the very bottom, and then you want to come up here to texture, and then you're going to go ahead and change this from no texture, click the arrow, and to diffuse. And then you're going to come down here to images, and then you don't have any in here, so you're going to go ahead and add. And this, I have a red aluminum, so we're going to go double click on that. So this is the texture here. So you're going to apply it first, so you're going to go OK. Now you have this color here. Now you'll have to do each piece, so you can go ahead and click there and do the same thing. Go up to that little drop down arrow where the color is, go down to more texture, then change from no texture to diffuse, and then go ahead and click there. Now go ahead and click OK. So now you have this texture here. Now you can change the bottom too. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll change the bottom. So you go ahead and click there once. Click on that drop down arrow. You go to more. Go to your texture. Change from no texture with the drop down arrow to diffuse. Click on that image there and then click OK. Now you have a aluminum texture. Now if you want to get another kind of texture, I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to minimize this. I go to Microsoft Edge. I'll type in wood textures. We'll go to the images, and then I'll pick a good wood here to apply. I like this one, so we'll go ahead and click there. Now on the keyboard, if you're using a PC, it might be different on a Mac. You go ahead and do the Windows symbol, Shift and S at the same time. You're going to get this box. Now you drag your arrow up into the corner, and then you draw probably like a square if we're going to do a square. And then you go ahead and click there. It takes a little what's called a snippet. Then you're going to come over here to your programs, go to Paint. You're going to click right there in the middle, Control V to paste. Then you're going to come up here to do crop, and then you're going to save this. So go to File, do Save As JPEG, and just call this wood on the desktop. Hit Save. So now you're going to close that, and you're going to close that. Let's go to our Design Spark. Go ahead and select all. We'll get rid of these. Let's draw some squares. We're going to go ahead and go from center. Alright, we'll do a 20 by 20 square. So we're going to go ahead and draw that. We'll spin. Now we're going to pull, let's undo that. Let's click there and just type 20. So we're going to make this 20 by 20 by 20. Okay, so normally you get this kind of funky green. So in order to change that, we'll do a select all or Control A on the keyboard. We'll click, we're going to come up here. We're going to go down to more colors. We're going to go over from basic to texture on the next tab. You're going to go from no texture to diffuse. Then you're going to click your add button, and you're going to scroll down to where the texture was, which is right here. So you're going to click that. Now you're going to click on this one and click OK. So now you have a wood texture here. Now you're going to have to experiment with it if you want it to be perfect. Wouldn't really have to do that in Rhino. Rhino just puts the texture right on there. So this one, you have to up the percentage a little bit. So to do that, you go click there. You go to the little drop down arrow. You go to more. You go to your texture. And then over here in your scale on U and V, you're going to change this from 1 to 2. And then highlight that and type 2. And click OK. And you can put your box over here. And then go ahead and click OK. And you see that kind of scaled it up a little bit. We might have to do that again. Go to more. Go to texture. I'm just going to put 7 in there and see what happens. I don't do this that often, so it looks like I'm going to have to go the other way. So let's go back to the textures, more color, texture, and we're going to go here. Instead of 1, we're going to put 0.5. Let's try 0.5. 0.5. And then click OK. Okay, yeah, I can't seem to get to a point where it's going to be. Let me go back to the textures. Okay, so this is opacity, this is offset, this is the scale, and that's the angle. So it doesn't look like it wants to change it, so you might have to get a different texture. But anyhow, this is how you would add a texture to your block. You just do it to all the sides. You would click and go here, drop down arrow, more colors, go to your textures, change from no texture here to diffuse, click there, and then go ahead and click. Now you have this. It'd probably work better if we had a 10 by 10 box. Let's do a 10 by 10 box, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. Okay, there's a 10 by 10. So let's spin. Let's pull that out 10. Let's go ahead and pan down, and then we'll spin. Okay, go ahead and click there. Go to that little color. Drop down, go to more colors, go to the texture, click on that, and then go, you have to change that from no texture to diffuse. Then go ahead and click OK. Now it's still doing that thing, so I don't really think it matters. So it really depends on what you have. We'll try another texture. Sometimes I like to do metal, so we'll go back to here and we'll type in metal textures, and then we'll go ahead and go to the images, and we'll just grab an interesting looking metal texture, and I'll show you how to apply that. Maybe a color like this. Okay, so here we go. To do the snippet capture, you do the Microsoft Windows Shift S, and then you just draw a section that you'd want to have. And then go to your go to here to paint. And then you're going to click there, do Control V, paste, and then you're going to crop it. Then you'll do a file, save as, save it as a JPEG, and then you just put metal here on the desktop, save. I think it also depends on how you capture your image. If you capture your image as a rectangle and you're applying it to a square, it's probably going to double up on you. So let's try it here. We'll click there, go to the drop down, go to more colors, go to textures, change from no texture to diffuse. We'll click here to add, and then we're going to come over here to the metal, double click, and then we're going to go ahead and add the metal. So see, it looks like it's doing that on all of these, so I think it just depends, but you can go ahead, you know, if you get something that's solid and doesn't have the lines in it, you're not really going to notice it too much. We can undo that, but anyhow, that's how you would add a texture to a model. Is you would you just have to mess around with it to see what looks good. I mean, sometimes you might be able to use these and just go ahead and change your numbers. You could try 2 and see if that's going to help. Yeah, 2 helped on this one. So there's your little piece of metal. Let's control zoom to get up there. So you would do the same on all of these. Just go ahead and do your drop down. You could say face on there. Go to more colors. Go to your textures. Go from no texture to diffuse. Click there. And then just go ahead and change that to 2. Sometimes, like I was showing you earlier, sometimes that scale doesn't matter. See, like, look at right there, it didn't matter. For some reason on the top, it seems to be putting this line in there, and then on the bottom, on the sides, it doesn't. So I don't know how it knows, because it didn't do it on this one, but it did it on that one. So anyhow, that's how you would add your colors or textures. You can go click there, go down to more colors, go to textures. Let's try to add this one, and then go to diffuse. And there's your texture there. And then if you want to change just colors and no textures, just click there, go to there, and then just give it another color. So there is your thing. That's also how you would apply something that has text on it. So I'll show you an example of that. Like let's go back here. We'll type in just ABC blocks. Okay, so what you'd want to do is grab yourself a block that's flat. It has to be flat because then you're gonna have to capture the A. Like, okay, we'll do this here. We'll go it's Microsoft Windows symbol Shift S, and then we'll drag a marquee around this right here, just the A. And we'll capture that. And then we'll go to Paint, click there, paste, crop it, and then go to File and do Save As, JPEG, and then Desktop, and we'll go letter A as a JPEG, save. We'll close here, close this one. Let's go ahead and try to apply it here. So we'll go here, More, change from basic to texture, change from no texture to diffuse. We'll go ahead and add. We're going to add that A, and then click OK. And look at, it's way too big. So to change that, you'd have to come up here, go back, random, or actually more colors, texture, and then you would have to click on the block there, and then maybe this would be, I'm just guessing, I'll say 0.3. 0.3. Let's spin that. I think 0.3 might have been too much. Let's go more, texture, scroll down, go there. Let's just try 0.5. Tab down, highlight that right there, type 0.5, and then click OK. No, I don't think I selected the letter. Let's go back. Let's go to more colors, good texture, change from no texture to diffuse. Use that arrow there, scroll down, let's click that. Go ahead and type 0.5 there. .5 and then click OK. Okay, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting closer. It's maybe a little bit smaller than 0.5. It might be 0.3. 0.3 might have been a better guess. Let's try that one more time. Texture. .3. 0.3, and then go ahead and select the block. Yeah, 0.3 or 0.4 is about right. So anyhow, you would have to clean it up. You'd have to make sure that these edges are straight. But anyhow, that's how you would apply something to your Design Spark mechanical model. Let's try 0.4, and then we'll go over some of the other features. Let's click there, do a 0.4, and then come down to the V, type 0.4 in there, and then click Add 0.4. So 0.4 is a little too big. It's probably 0.3, 0.5 or something like that. But anyhow, this is how you would do it. So you can apply a texture, you can apply a solid color. So this is here, this would be transparent. So you're going to have a see-through part. Okay, now to change that back, just click on the model, go to opaque. Those are your two options there. Options here, all these basic colors. Then if you want to do more, you can actually put in, this is a hue, saturation, and brightness. This is an RGB color. So if you wanted black, you could go 100, 100. You could put in your actual dark colors, your black colors. So drag that little circle all the way down to the end there. Okay, 0 is your is your black value. So you put 0 colors, and 0. I think 100 is white, or so that would be black. So then you could just go ahead and say add, then okay. So now you have black. So that would be if you wanted to use, you know, a value color like this, like you just go down here to more colors, then you have your options up here, RGB, and then you could do your textures here. Mess around with these, your UV scaling, your angle. You could change the angle of the texture. These are your textures here. If you get too many in there, you can click on them and hit remove. Click remove, or you can remove all. That gets rid of all of them. And then that's basically it. Okay, that's going to end it. That's going to end today's tutorial on how to add color, textures, and how to scale the U and the V to hopefully not get that pattern on your models. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed today's tutorial and you got something useful out of it. And once again, thanks for watching.